is well known in the crafting world for her incredible work in friendly plastic, jewelry making, and polymer clay. Recently, Linda launched Craft Tech University, where she teaches students from all over the world in a new format of live webcam that is the coolest way to learn online. Today, Linda is here to share cool metal embossing and distressing. I am delighted to welcome Linda Peterson. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Tiffany, and thanks to all the cool crafters, and welcome to all of our new people that we have in the room. We're so glad to have you, and just please tell your friends about us because we think this is a really cool way to start the week. And I'm actually going to do a project from, well, actually not a project, but a technique from my metal jewelry book. And this is the metal jewelry book. And I'm going to use what we call art embossed metals. And what they do is they come in a roll like this. And these are different than the metals that I've used before. They're still art embossed. They're colored. But I'm using colored aluminum. So it's colored on one side and it's silver on the other. And it kind of works like paper in a way. When we think of using the embossing folders, a lot of times you'll think of working with paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another medium to use that same paper distress technique on, but we're going to be using metal. So let me set my camera down. And what you're looking at here is my pasta machine. And because it's so tall, this is going to be just a little bit of a challenge here. So let me set my pasta machine. Now you probably wouldn't think of putting your metal through a pasta machine. I know a lot of you in the room are polymer clay addicts, so this is the reason I used a pasta machine is this is something that most of you probably have. If you have a die cut machine, then you would follow the instructions or however you normally do it to emboss paper. So what you need is the pasta machine, and I have my pasta machine set on a medium setting. This is an Amoco machine, so there's 7 settings. The number 7 is my thickest setting, the number 1 is my thinnest, and I have this set on a number 5. And I've cut a piece of metal. This is the art emboss. It's just coated on one side with the color, and I'm going to just slip it into an embossing sleeve. The neat thing about the embossing sleeves is that, and the reason why I like these over, say, a metal brass template, which you could use as well, but you get 2 sides. You get the positive and the negative side. So I'll show you that here. This is the same thing as what you would do as if you was rolling polymer clay through. Let's see if I can. And this is a little challenge because I can't actually anchor this to my table. You wouldn't be able to see it on the camera, but as you can see, it went through. Let's take that away. Let me shift my camera here a little bit more. Okay. Now, when I remove it, you can see that it's embossed. And the cool thing about this is, and you also have to watch which way you want to emboss. I emboss so that I have the embossed side on the color side, and then you have the debossed side on the other, which is really a nice, it's a nice option to have. You have both different, you have different patterns that you can work with. Now, like I said, I'm just showing the technique today because I didn't want to miss you all, and as you know, my mom's been in the hospital, so it's been kind of I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but I just think this is really cool. You could do this 2 different ways. You could use some acetone on this to remove the color, but just like you would with white core paper, you could take a sponge or a sponge sander. I get these at the nail place, and you can sand it away. Okay, so see, you have a nice, beautiful impression, and then from this impression, then you could cut up. Take a pair of scissors. I wouldn't recommend using these scissors. These are just the ones that I found offhand. The only reason is because these tonic scissors have a little serrated edge. Let's see if I have a different pair of scissors. But you could cut out your design here and then create your pendant. Okay, something like this. You could also add alcohol inks. And this is something that we, similar that we did in our class last week, the Metal Jewelry 101 class. So if you missed the class, we have it available as a recording, and on that one you'll actually learn how to turn this into a piece of jewelry. And we were working with copper, so you'll learn some neat techniques in order to distress and kind of discolor, patina copper. And I was going to show you my earrings. Okay, now because I love crafts that you can just whip something up really quick, and these are great little pieces of jewelry. These are just little earrings, and I whipped these up just before the show, and I did use a Cuttlebug embossing folder, and this one here is a larger one. This is one of those that is the size of more of an index card type size. It's not this pattern, and what I want to show you is that you don't always have to use the whole pattern. You can see where I cut out the earrings, and they came from the inside of a smaller square. So if you use the techniques that you see in the metal jewelry book and in the class, you can make yourself a neat little jewelry set in less than 30 minutes. Walk out the door and have a new piece of jewelry.